Are you looking for a league that has racing 3 nights a week or special event races? Tier 1 Racing League is here for you. Most races are broadcasted by our very own Tier 1 studio. From dirt track to super speedways, Tier 1 has side-by-side racing with real drivers and real rivalries. If you wish to join us, go to our website tier1racingleague.com, where you can find our Discord link and much more information. Don't forget to subscribe to our Tier 1 Studio YouTube and Twitch channels so you don't miss the action.
Are you ready to take your Twitch and Discord experience to the next level? Introducing EasyDayBot, your ultimate bot for seamless interaction. Whether you're live on Twitch or chatting on Discord, EasyDayBot's dynamic responses open up a whole new world of possibilities. Engage with your community like never before through unique prompts, custom reactions, and endless fun. It's the bot that understands you. Make every day an easy day download now at easydaybot.com.
Are you looking for a league that...
Up in the hills of New York, we get to see a race unlike any other. Yes, we are here. Tier 1 Truck Series action from Watkins Glen. I welcome you tonight. My name is Zach Woods. I'm here with my buddy up in the producer's booth, Brett Bullard, for Tier 1 Studio. We are so excited to present for you guys some Truck Series action from Watkins Glen. Tonight's race is sponsored by Tier 1 Setup Shop. We'll tell you a little bit more about Tier 1 Setup Shop in just a little while. More than likely, it will be right after we go through the qualifying order for tonight. But I am so excited for this race out on Watkins Glen. We get to see a couple guys take the track. You can see Matthew Erickson here on screen. He's supporting the title sponsor of this race, Tier 1 Setup Shop, cruising around in this new ride. Matt wants to bring home the trophy in this shiny new car. I really like that paint scheme. Taking a look through some of our bigger hitters, we're going to see Dakota Ramsdell, who's been putting on a great show for us over the last few weeks, driving the 83 truck. Really excited to see how some of these drivers are able to handle going left and right around Watkins Glen. His partner in crime is Eddie Baker here in the 84. It is really neat to see some of these drivers that we consider favorites week to week, but now it's a totally new ball game. We're at a road course, so anybody can make their presence known here during this season, as these drivers have a totally new skill set to master around Watkins Glen. Christopher Cash hanging that truck out wide in the Cash Customs machine. We'll have a thing or two to say about him as well tonight, I'm sure, with Cash Customs 3D printing. Connor Elliott making his way around the racetrack in that Jumpman 1. I'm really excited to see who jumps to the top of the board. Here at Watkins Glen, you're going to be able to have some times thrown out by guys, as you can see by Justin Sumner with that 1 minute and 12 seconds. He's far ahead of the rest of the field. But it's one thing to lay down a fast lap. It's a whole nother thing when all of these trucks get together to try to make their way around this tricky track. Jared Hayes, you got Bill Sleep here. Grandpa Bill, our in-race reporter last week. Bebopping his way. Adrian Torres here in the 16, looking to bounce back from last week. Alex Fuller also had a strong run last week, cut short. If you remember, the right front on that 10 machine was folded up inside of itself. Be cool to see if Alex makes his presence known tonight. There's Thomas Adams. Some of these drivers have to mind themselves coming out of last week's event. There were penalties laid out for some of these drivers tonight, so they all got to be on their best behavior at what is one of the more tricky tracks to master. So no ARCA breaking, no intentionally wrecking. Really got to mind yourself going around Watkins Glen tonight. Taking a look at the landscape that surrounds Watkins Glen. I love NASCAR's new update here on the iRacing service. Really brings to light some of these scenic shots for you. Getting down in the nitty-gritty, going through this sweeping right-hander for Eddie Baker. Coming up the hill, going to try to use all that track. Keep that truck wound up as much as he can, looking to pursue Sumner's lap time of 1:12.57 seconds. We're going to transition now from qualifying as Baker ran out of time between practice and qualifying. We're going to take a look at some of your track specs and as well as your qualifying rundown for tonight. As you can see here at Watkins Glen, this is not an oval. This is going to be a challenge for these drivers here at week 5, but conditions are pristine. You have weather that is favorable for these trucks, clear skies outside. You got a wind that might throw these trucks for a loop or two as they make their way around. Especially the S's tonight might throw a truck around or two, but this 2.42 mile long racetrack is demanding for any driver in spite of conditions. Let's take a look at the qualifying order for tonight's race. Tier 1 Truck Series, presented by Tier 1 Setup Shop, is going to take aim at Watkins Glen with Justin Sumner and Eddie Baker rolling off on the front row, two names that we are very familiar with. Jordan Baroob, who had an amazing run last week in that 22 truck, backs it up with a third place qualifying start, with Dakota Ramsdell qualifying 4th. 5th is Zachary Wake. 6th, Nolan Milnes. 7th, Alex Fuller. Jared Hayes rolls off 8th in the 46 machine. Christopher Cash rolls off 9th, and Matt Erickson gets a top 10 qualifying effort. Dave Harrington in the 66 truck qualifies 11th. 12th is Connor Elliott. Bill Sleep 13th. Thomas Adams 14th. Adrian Torres 15th. 16th is Devin Lockridge. 17th is Dylan Ellis with no time. And of course, as you can see down there on the bottom of the screen, that's myself with no time. Those last 3 drivers could very well be spotters, RC, or, well, me. As you can see on our qualifying order, those drivers did not take time. I know Devin does some RC work, so he could very well be the race's RC tonight. And I just got confirmation from Benton Production he is. So, yeah, those last 3 drivers down there aren't actually drivers. They're in incognito mode tonight for Watkins Glen, doing one thing or another. I tried really hard to get into this session as a watcher, but couldn't. And Brett over in production let me know, hey, just hop in as a driver. Everything will be fine. And sure enough, it was. So really fortunate that I get to even be here in the booth and watch you guys. So apologies for messing up timing and scoring as you see Woods tick away on your ticker tonight. I want to tell you a little bit about Tier 1 Setup Shop, which is the title sponsor of today's event. Racers, it's time to level up. We're proud to introduce Tier 1 Setup Shop, a fresh new name to the iRacing world that's about more than just fast setups. Our mission, simple, to help you perform at your best on track and feel supported off of it. We're here to make friends, by the way. At Tier 1, we're not here to drop a setup and disappear. We believe in feedback, collaboration, and community. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just dipping into open sets, your input helps us improve every build. We're launching with competitive setups for Cup, trucks, late models, mods, legends, and more. And if you got questions, need adjustments, or want to just talk racing, we're here. Real support, real people, not just transactions. Tier 1 Setup Shop is live now and geared up for iRacing Season 3. Visit tier1setupshop.com and hop onto the Discord to join the team, give feedback, or just hang out with fellow racers. That is Tier 1 Setup Shop, your new home for iRacing setups. Really excited for tonight's action as these drivers get some last minute practice in before things really kick off here. I'm gonna change my volume around for myself here. This might be a little bit of a nod for Brett in production to also tweak some sounds with our production, with the balance between me and the booth and drivers out on the racetrack. I'm tweaking my sounds with driver radios because, man, that can be a bit of a distraction for me up in the booth. And sometimes I forget to change them from when I get to racing to when I'm in the booth. I want to talk to you guys about the race, and then boom, I got drivers all up in my ears talking to one another. Don't want that for you guys tonight here around Watkins Glen, but really excited for some big time action for you guys tonight. Want to give you guys a bit of perspective on the season so far when it comes to just where we are in our season. Right now, we are at week 5 of the 2025 season schedule for Tier 1 Truck Series. That puts us, of course, at Watkins Glen. Then on the 23rd, we wind up going to Richmond, Auto Club, IRP, and then Charlotte. And those are the last 5 races of the regular season for us, all nice and tidy in a row, ready for these drivers to make a push for the playoffs. And then, of course, you got the round of 12 of Talladega, Bristol, and Kansas, and then shaping up for the championship 6 of Phoenix, Dover, and Las Vegas for these truck races. These schedules here are going to be flux, as we've already had some changes in schedule and things of that nature. So, but for the most part, anytime you could see Tier 1 Studios live here on YouTube, you're not going to miss a thing when it comes to some truck series action. And we want as many people tuned in as possible. So please like, comment, and subscribe on tonight's broadcast so you don't miss a thing, whether it be truck series action or any of the other many events that Tier 1 winds up going in support throughout the week. They got some awesome racing happen. Of course, Monday nights is the truck series. You got ARCA on Tuesdays, a Wednesday night showdown. These guys are quite busy here. Rolling off now, I want to talk to you a little bit before we begin, just to sort of set the stage about what's at stake with the points for tonight. Justin Sumner has 1 win, Eddie Baker 1 win, Jordan Barub's got a win now, and Matthew Erickson's got a win. That's all pretty self-explanatory, and then it gets real hairy as drivers continue to compete for the playoff. Dakota Ramsdale sitting at 50 points. I think he's just got to continue to take care of business. That truck is always real strong. But down there towards that playoff cut line, you got guys like Kevin Coleman, who keeps going into some bad luck week after week. Can he overcome some things there in the 00? I like a guy like Dave Harrington, who keeps his business right out in front of him, minds his P's and Q's, is able to get through a race. I want to see if he survives tonight. Bill Sleep, also 13 back of that cutoff line. Want to be able to see from him if he's able to keep that truck underneath him during these long, grueling races. It's those kinds of drivers I like to see with some great performances at a challenging racetrack that is all about attrition. Trying to figure out stages tonight. Maybe our guy up in the tower. Yes, he does. Isn't he awesome, guys? Stage 1 is lap 10. Stage 2 is lap 20 for this race tonight. Really excited for all of you to be tuning into this 40-lap event here at Watkins Glen as drivers start this formation lap and are now getting ready for an intimidating launch. Who's gonna break last? That's the big question going into turn 1 with all of these drivers. Sumner leading the field and Eddie Baker gonna be trusting a lot out of their competitors behind them. The pace truck making its way through the final couple of corners and will find its way down onto pit road. The task, keep it clean. Survive till the stages. And these drivers, they're up for it. The truck makes its way down pit road. 2 by 2 they come, and its familiar faces on the front. Sumner and Baker lead the field to green, and we are off and away here at the Glen. thundering down into this sharp turn one. Let's see if they all make it through. It looks like it. It doesn't look like it. It actually, it looks like actually we have a caution. We do. And I actually think, oh man, as you see the pace truck rattling off behind them, Brett up in production is probably kicking himself right now. I'm gonna tell on him here. I'm gonna have a little bit of voice behind the curtain because these drivers here, I know you go back and you watch these broadcasts and you try to figure out what in the world happens during the course of the race. I think Brett might have accidentally pressed the caution flag or got something wrong with the stages of tonight's event. And I just got confirmation from Brett up in production. The auto stages crashed on Brett. Man, Brett's a wizard. He is. He really is. He's really great at what he does. He's got all the toys and stuff for us up here in the booth. But when it comes to auto stages, this is the first fault I've seen from it personally. This field's got to slow down. The pace truck's behind him, at least from what I've seen. I don't know. They're all going pretty quick. We do have an RC up in the tower to sort of instruct these guys what's going on, but maybe they're trying to figure out timing and scoring as well on their own accord. We're going to wind up going to commercial. We're going to get some things straightened away, and you guys won't miss a thing. We're going to go to commercial. We're going to come back and get things straightened out for you here from Watkins Glen.
Are you looking for a league that has racing 3 nights a week or special event races? Tier 1 Racing League is here for you. Most races are broadcasted by our very own Tier 1 studio. From dirt track to super speedways, Tier 1 has side-by-side racing with real drivers and real rivalries. If you wish to join us, go to our website, Tier1RacingLeague.com, where you can find our Discord link and much more information. Don't forget to subscribe to our Tier 1 Studio YouTube and Twitch channels so you don't miss the action.
Are you ready to take your Twitch and Discord experience to the next level? Introducing THDesigns, your ultimate bot for seamless interaction. Whether you're live on Twitch or chatting on Discord, THDesigns' dynamic responses open up a whole new world of possibilities. Engage with your community like never before through unique prompts, custom reactions, and endless fun. It's the bot that understands you. Make every day an easy day download now at THDesigns.com.
Are you looking for a league that has racing 3 nights a week or special event races? Tier 1.
And we are back here from the Glen as these trucks are now formed up and ready to go. While you were gone, we figured out the problem with the auto stages. That's not going to be a problem anymore, as Devin Lockridge, our RC, will be able to throw the yellows manually. And while you were gone, also, Christopher Cash had packet loss. He has dropped out. He is now back in. He's frantically trying to catch the field as we speak, as the caution lights are out on the pace truck. We are ready to go. He's logging in now. You can see him on pit road, but this clunky start will hopefully be resolved. It's not the end of the world for a guy like Cash. He's pretty quick by himself, but the stages will come and more than likely save him later on. 2 by 2 we go again, and hopefully this will be the real start to the race. Here are getting lap 4. These drivers are off and away. Sumner and Baker will lead the field, thundering down into turn 1. Once again, we're green from the Glen. There's a peak, trying to make it 3 wide there. The 83 of Ramsdell thinks better of it. These drivers sort it out. And it looks like Sumner is going to try to get some legs underneath him, going up through the S's, the challenging part of the racetrack. You can see those trucks, they get sideways through this corner. It's so much left and right movement to these machines. They're not really set up well to do this all the time, and it's a big adjustment for these drivers. Look at this camera angle we got going right into the bus stop. Got some awesome new toys to play with here at Tier 1 Studios. And these trucks have now figured it out. They're single file now. Looking their way through the carousel. The penultimate corner here. Sometimes you miss your braking zone and you wind up going wide here. Use some of those icons on the fence to figure out how much brake you want to put into your truck. And there's the final corner here at the Glen. And look at this shot. Just like real life. Look how close they are to the fence. Coming to get to the start-finish line. But right now, it's all Justin Sumner leading Eddie Baker and Jordan Baroob. That top 3 has not changed. In fact, the top 6 have not changed from where they started tonight's event. These drivers are just trying to feel out the racetrack right now. Can Sumner put together a few laps so he can get some distance between him and Baker? I'm actually really impressed that 84 truck's been able to keep it underneath him, being so close to the 94. More times often than not at these tracks, you encounter some understeer, and they're really hard to drive in the wake of the truck in front of you. You see how that 84 just barely peeks out to the outside and is able to get that truck to rotate. Look how these two trucks are different. They exit. One's going to use a lot of the racetrack. Look how sideways he is trying to get back on it. Falls into the hands of Sumner as he's able to pull away just a little bit more. Meanwhile, back here, you have a battle for 5th that has come and gone. Nolan Milnes is able to pull away from Zachary Wake. Here's Connor Elliott in the Jumpman machine. He's looking for 8th, trying to get around Jared Hayes in the 46 Superflow machine. The battle continues up here for 2nd place as Baroob is keeping Baker honest. I think Thomas Adams might be down pit road right now, or something might have happened to him. Let's check it out here on the replay. Did he spin out? Yep, too much throttle, and, well, he's going down pit road whether he wants to or not. Adams back on the track now, but he is far away from any competitor right now, as we are all chasing Justin Sumner up there in the 94 machine. Take a look back here at another incident. Maybe Frank Chavez finding some action going into turn 1. Yep, just a little too hot. Wheel hops it, able to save it. We're going to continue to keep giving you these shots of these drivers. It is a challenging racetrack and things do get spread out. So we want to be able to give guys their due when they make nice passes or ultimately wheel hop, more than likely going into turn 1. Sumner making his way around for lap 7. I tell you what, these two drivers right behind him who've been a thorn in his side for some weeks now, this is the cream of the crop here of Tier 1. With these guys just duking it out week after week after week. It is commonplace to see the 94, 84, and 22 within striking distance of one another. Baroob able to get that win last week. Really nice to see him bounce back well at a road course. This is actually pretty surprising to see that Easy Day Bot machine make his way into the top 3. I kind of expected him to maybe struggle a little bit. Remember, one of his biggest plights last week was the long run, and normally for drivers who struggle at maintaining tire wear and things like that, really struggle at road courses, but it's great to see the 22 up front. Let's go on board with Justin Sumner here as he gets lap 8. I know I'm throwing a lot of wrenches here for Brett. Let's go on board with the 94 and go a lap around the Glen, as he's going to get a peek to the inside. And oh, what a time to hop on board as he gets a little sideways. Might have got some help there from Eddie Baker. See, it's like I knew. It's like I knew something interesting was going to happen. Look at this. The onboard. Now we're out live here to Eddie Baker. No, he didn't get any help. It's just the move from the 84. Jumping to the inside. That's commonplace in Formula One. You're able to make that dip to the inside, kind of get in the head of the driver in front of you and make him make a mistake. Now we're on board with Sumner as he's trying to charge back to the lead. Look at him, able to paint that yellow line through the carousel. Keeps it nice and tidy on exit, straddling the rumble strips. Let's see where his marker is for braking down here in the penultimate corner. Little wiggle out of the 22, nice and smooth behind him. How much wheel is he going to put into it here? We already saw one driver get loose on exit. Little bit of play there, but for all measure, quite tidy. And that is about a lap here at Watkins Glen. I'm sure we'll have other opportunities tonight to do that. That might be less drama-filled. Taking a look back in the field at Frank Chavez, the driver of the 23 machine has struggled with turn one once already, and the next lap he finds himself off course, barely misses the wall. The completion of lap 10 is the stage here. As you can see, the 42 already sideways here into turn one. That's Zachary Wake. That's actually going to cost him some spots. Is currently live. Oh man, he's still wrecking. He's still spinning out. I thought he had it saved. But Wake was inside the top 10, was able to be in position for stage points. He actually wrecked from 9th. Now Wake is back to 13th on the outside looking in for stage points. Meanwhile, up front, because of the awkward turn one moment from Sumner, it is Eddie Baker out front here at the Glen. He's got to do one more tidy lap around this place. As you can see, Baroob gets into the fence just a little bit off of turn 4. But can Baker put it all together here on this final lap? Look at the 94 sideways through that corner. Coming up through the S's, you can see the marbles up there by the fence. Got to stay away from those. Those will really upset the truck. Up through the S's, these drivers continue to thunder along, all chasing the 84, who started second tonight. No further than second on the grid the entire race. Thunders through the bus stop. Is able to power his way out here. Keep it nice and tidy here through the carousel. The top 3 have all been within shouting distance of one another this entire event. And through the penultimate corner, Eddie Baker is able to keep things nice and tidy. Look at Baroob sideways trying to hold on to second. And out of the final corner, it'll be the 84 truck making his way to stage victory. Stage 1 goes to the driver of the 84, Eddie Baker. Great run by the driver from Franklin, Maryland. Able to keep things underneath him, drive his own race, and keep things under control. This is good news, however, for the driver of the 69 machine, Christopher Cash, who is one lap down. If you remember, while we were under break during caution in that first little segment of the race due to technical difficulties, Cash actually lost packet connection. He got disconnected from the entire server, found himself on the outside looking in. Well, now he gets the lucky dog. He's just got to hustle and bustle his way around the racetrack in order to maximize that gift from the steward. So these drivers are running around the track trying to catch a pace car. We're going to take a look now through the field, if they don't pit here. I don't think they will. At your top 10 finishers for the stage. Eddie Baker, of course, wins the stage in the 84 truck, followed by Jordan Baroob and that Easy Day bot. After this through the field, I'll tell you a little bit more about that Easy Day bot. Justin Sumner finishes third after leading quite a bit of that stage, lost a little bit there in turn one. This guy I'm really jealous of. Dakota Ramsdale found himself in fourth, and he was in a bit of a bubble between the guys behind him and the guys in front of him. That's where I want to be if I'm driving around this place. He found a nice little pocket to stay in, and Nolan Milnes finishes fifth in that 11 truck, followed by Alex Fuller, bouncing back well from last week. Jared Hayes finishes seventh, followed by Connor Elliott in the Jumpman 1. Matthew Erickson racing that new Tier 1 setup shop paint, gets some stage points, finishes ninth. And the driver of the 3 machine, he's actually our biggest mover of the race so far. Scott Milliken, up 9 from where he started tonight, is going to finish 10th, get the last stage point of tonight's event here in stage 1. Drivers are getting ready now to go down pit road. Maybe. Take a peek here. And as they get to the penultimate corner, I want to be able to give Brett his due because, yeah, there it is. He's ready. This is his favorite tool to play with, the pit road timer. Last week we had some curious pit strategies, and this timer really brought things to light onto who stayed on pit road, how much fuel you're putting in the truck, and all the field will be coming down more than likely to get some gas, maybe some 4 fresh tires. You don't want to put 2 on here on a road course. No way at all do you want to make that mistake. Those trucks will drive awful turning left and right on tires that are unevenly worn. All right, these drivers are now hitting pit road. Let's see who does what. I think Baker might have slid through his box just a smidgen. That might hurt him on exit here. As you can see, he's pretty even there with the 94 truck. And it does hurt him. He's going to lose the lead off pit road. Justin Sumner with a 14.6 second pit stop. Baker sliding through his box, spends, more than a second on his pit. Look at Zachary Wake there, 7.6. Wonder exactly what Zach did on his stop in order to get out in time. Track position is valuable if you're able to hold on to it. We're going to take a look here. Remember, this guy, he spun out earlier. The driver of the 42 truck, he might have found his way down pit road already. Take a look here. Makes his way down. Slides in his box. He just took 2. Man, gutsy move there by the driver of the 42 machine. And I promised I was going to talk to you about Easy Day Bot, but we don't have a lot of time right now as the lights are off on the pace truck. We have shortened it up in order to go back to green in a timely fashion because the next stage is coming. It's going to be at lap 20, and it's already lap 13 as these drivers are making their way around here under yellow. So RC made that decision, and we're going to get back to racing. Anytime we get to see more racing is going to be a good time. It's going to be Sumner and Baker leading the field as they did in the beginning of tonight's event. Now rolling off once again. What is going to happen as these drivers thunder into turn 1? Ramsdale's able to throw the 83 truck in the mix now. Got to pay attention to the 42, see how far Wake falls, as he is nope, that's not Wake, that's Milnes there in the 1 truck. He's able to hold on to it. Side by side, battling for the lead. They connect. Can he save it? He does. What a save there by the driver of the 84, Eddie Baker. An unbelievable save between the top 2. We're still fender to fender going down into the bus stop. Who's going to brake last? Baker throws it in up over the curves. They are continuing to fight it out, but it looks like now we have evened our way out. How did we survive all of this? Unbelievable stuff. These drivers are now trying to figure out their way here. Sumner feels like he has the best truck, has made a couple mistakes, went for it going up through the S's, not able to complete the pass. Christopher Cash out in front of this group took the lucky dog and didn't make it back around to the field, so we're going to have to contend with some lap traffic here at Watkins Glen. This is huge for Cash. He's got to be able to stay out in front of the field in order to not find himself in the same spot again when this stage ends. This field is looking hungry, though, as you can see Milne's able to send it in there. See that blue truck way back there? He's able to keep it underneath him. Connor Elliott's around. Connor Elliott. Or no, look at this. Oh. Nolan Milnes has to get towed back to pit road. He wrecks from about 5th place. What happens to the driver of the 11? Too much wheel into it, catches the curb hard into the fence. And I understand taking a tow there. You're kind of in a blind spot. Oh man, Milnes had such a good run going. He was about 5th place when he wound up wrecking. This is huge for Christopher Cash as he stays on the lead lap. He's going to be able to run all the way back to the back end of the field, breathe, reset. The driver out of Kingsport, Tennessee, was able to just catch a huge break off of Nolan Milnes' misfortune. He doesn't have to wait for anybody, as he is going to be in front of the field. So we have a caution here with 25 to go. Oh, I think Barub just wrecked. Barub just spun out under caution. Hey, don't pull a fast one on us in Tier 1 Studio. We will catch you if you mess up, even under yellow. And that's just too much wheel. It's crazy, like driving these trucks under yellow flag conditions. It's so much different than driving them under green flag conditions. You kind of miss your braking points if you're trying to catch the pace truck. That could cause more mistakes. We just saw with Barub there. He didn't hit anything, so that's good. This opens up more opportunities for drivers to sneak in some strategy. As it is 25 laps to go. Curious to see what happens here. With maybe some guys going down pit road, topping off. What's he see? Speaking of the driver of the 20 machine, I did mention to you earlier I was going to talk about Easy Daybot under this caution. What's going to make a new Easy Daybot? Stream smarter, chat better, or grow your community with Easy Daybot. This innovative Twitch and Discord bot takes interaction to the next level, keeping your audience engaged in connection. Don't just stream. Build a community with Easy Daybot. Don't listen to us talk about it when you can try it right now. That's Easy Daybot. Go find Easy Daybot, as they are able to make streams and chats better. And now these drivers are trying to figure themselves out. Anybody going down pit road? Got a couple takers. Got the driver of the 42, Wake. Probably found out those two, that 2-tire stop did not jive well. Got Adams behind him in a really damaged truck. There's Christopher Cash, able to catch the field. Back behind them. This is a big game changer for him. Look at the Connor Elliott all the way out to the side there, even under yellow. I've been seeing that one Jumpman truck overdrive turn 1 nearly every lap. Still, even under yellow, he's hanging it out wide. I gotta applaud him for his ambition. But it's Eddie Baker and Justin Subner continuing to lead the field. What a save. Remember, by Eddie Baker in front of the whole field going up through the S's off the front end of the 94 truck. That could have been calamity beyond our wildest dreams. That could have held up the entire field. But Zachary Wake is going to be on the best tires of the field. You can see the 42 truck catch up to the back end of the field. And the rest of these guys are anticipating a nice clean restart. I will give it to these guys. We haven't buried them all into turn one, so they've done a really good job at minding themselves here. But with stage approaching in just a few laps, who is willing to make the big move? We've seen the 94 be aggressive through the S's. Will it be Sumner reclaiming his spot as number one? Or will it be a guy like Dakota Ramsdell, who's just kind of been lurking back there in about the fourth position? What can he do in the next 3 laps before stage? Only time will tell. As through the last corner, these drivers are making their way to catch another green flag. 24 laps to go. We'll turn to 23 laps to go, and we are still led by the front two, who have remained the front two nearly for the duration of tonight's event. Eddie Baker has control, and he is away. Green flag with a big push from Ramsdell. Is he going to peak 3 wide? He's thinking about it. Nope, we're able to be okay and make our way through, but look at Sumner power his way on the outside. Oh, through the S's. Wow, slams the door there on the 84 as put the 94 back up in front. Sumner to the point. Being tidy here. Trying to make their way to a stage end. Let's see what kind of racing we got going on now here through the bus stop. Look at these trucks whipping it, going sideways. Look at, you got one off the track there. He's going to have to do a stop-through penalty. That's Adrian Torres in the 16 truck at the back of the field. Christopher Cash has made his way to 10th place off of that restart. He went from last to 10th in one big jump. He's put himself in position for stage points. The battle really is for third, with Baroob looking to knock down the door of Dakota Ramsdell. Alex Fuller has thrown his hat into the ring. We are on lap 19 of this 40-lap event with 2 laps to go here in the stage. Eddie Baker has not given up on going back-to-back stage wins, but back for the battle for third, these 3 trucks. You can throw a blanket over them right now. Dakota Ramsdell being aggressive on the restart, being able to grab 3rd place, being chased now by the driver who's been sitting in 3rd for most of tonight's event, Baroob, and Fuller up 2 spots from where he started tonight, finds himself in a comfortable position in 5th. Hopping over the curbs, going through. Oh, look at that. Look at Eddie Baker cutting through the grass. Now, it won't gain you any extra time. That'll just disrupt your truck. Baker throwing everything he's got into this machine in order to catch the leader. Can he do it? He's got crisp and tidy with his truck. Through the penultimate corner they go. Little wiggle there from the 84. And this is going to set up a thrilling battle as Ramsdell hits the fence, and there goes Fuller. Fuller to the inside fence and hits the wall pretty hard, and that will be the stage end. Can Fuller get the car whipped around? Alex Fuller wrecks from 5th place. Hits hard the inside fence. We'll see where timing and scoring puts him in accordance to the stage. But this will serve as the stage end. As Justin Sumner. Some might argue he lucked into this stage win. Eddie Baker was throwing that truck in behind him, trying to catch him. Oh man, this is going to set up one heck of a battle between these 2 drivers for the last 20 laps of tonight's event. Hopefully we're able to have some nice green flag racing and be treated to some awesome road course racing. Some of the tricky corners have been turn one, wheel hopping into that corner. The exit of the last corner, the final corner, we've seen a couple drivers spin down pit road. We think of the 25 of Adams. Of course, the event with Fuller. Stage 2 goes to Justin Sumner. Your order for stage 2 is Sumner, Baker, Ramsdell, Baroob, Hayes, Milliken, Ellis, Elliott, Erickson, and Christopher Cash getting a stage point. So his rebound through the field looking pretty positive. Alex Fuller, for those of you who are fans, has disconnected. He is out of tonight's event, given that hard crash into the inside wall. We're going to wind up going side by side for just a moment, and you'll be able to not miss a thing for pit stops. As I take a quick break here from the booth, we'll get reset. We'll be able to go 20 more laps of green flag racing for you here on the other side of the break.
Are you looking for a league that has racing 3 nights a week or special event races? Tier 1 Racing League is here for you. Most races are broadcasted by our very own Tier 1 studio. From dirt track to super speedways, Tier 1 has side-by-side racing with real drivers and real rivalries. If you wish to join us, go to our website, tier1racingleague.com, where you can find our Discord link and much more information. Don't forget to subscribe to our Tier 1 Studio YouTube and Twitch channels so you don't miss the action.
Are you ready to take your Twitch and Discord experience to the next level? Introducing EasyDayBot, your ultimate bot for seamless interaction. Whether you're live on Twitch or chatting on Discord, EasyDayBot's dynamic responses open up a whole new world of possibilities. Engage with your community like never before through unique prompts, custom reactions, and endless fun. It's the bot that understands you. Make every day an Easy Day download now at easydaybot.com.
Are you looking for a league that has racing 3 nights a week or special event racing?
And we are back here at Watkins Glen. These drivers are getting ready for a restart. Jared Hayes went down pit road and spent 6.5 seconds on his stop, and Zachary Wake again taking the risk. 6.4 on pit road throws a bit of a wrench into this restart. Be really curious to see how these drivers on alternative strategies are able to make this one work here towards the end of this race. As you can see, the lights are still on the pace truck, which means we have at least a lap of pacing left to do. Gonna try to sort things out here between some of these drivers trying to get the green flag. Nope. Lights are still on the pace truck. So we're all trying to catch back up towards the field and slinky back up with one another. It's a good time to talk to you about another sponsor for tonight. We have talked a little bit about Cash and his rise through the ranks, but I want to talk to you about Cash Customs 3D printing. Need custom 3D printing? Check out Cash Customs 3D printing. From trophies to unique designs, they'll bring your ideas to life with precision and creativity. Support a small business and see their amazing work on Facebook today. That's Cash Customs 3D printing, where your vision becomes reality. Some of these drivers down pit road are trying to envision a race win and maybe a call like this for Eddie Baker and Dakota Ramsdell. Jordan Baroob as well might be a race-defining moment for them as they go down pit road and able to take advantage of this long yellow. We'll see. About fuel, got some new players up front. Jared Hayes up front. Scott Milliken, who we mentioned earlier, he's plus 15 from where he started tonight in that 3 machine. Shout out to him. Look at the driver here, Dylan Ellis. He's plus 11, plus 12 from where he started in the 93 machine, or 97 machine, excuse me. Look a little further on back behind Christopher Cash. We were able to see Adrian Torres spin out earlier today. He's sitting back behind Christopher Cash. So some new drivers up here in the mix. Look at this. How many times have we seen Frank Chavez sideways tonight? He's up here. So got some big time split strategy. Look at this. Dave Harrington. I mentioned him at the top of the show. Curious to see what that 66 truck does through a long and grueling event. He's kept that car clean. Haven't mentioned him one time. He's able to mind his P's and Q's. He's sitting 9th right now. Jared Hayes getting sent to the back for blinking for bad network connection. Unfortunate for him, but now we get a front row of Justin Sumner. And look at this, the 42 of Zachary Wake. What's going to happen here off the start? New players have joined the fray. You got some drivers who pitted. That's why the lines are uneven. And we're back to green here from the Glen with 17 laps to go. Dodging and weaving, they go down into turn 1. This is exactly the start that Sumner wants. And we got one sideways, and that's the 23 machine. He's hard into the inside fence. Up through the carousel, or up through the S as we go. No worse for wear other than Frank Chavez, who spun on the initial start. Ooh, got a little check up there with Harrington into Matthew Erickson. Flying themselves into the bus stop. I'm really impressed with Zachary Wake as he's able to stay within striking distance of Sumner. Find your own groove. Don't outrace your truck. Be mindful of what you're doing. Look at Christopher Cash up here in P4. He's looking for a podium finish. But look at some of the guys behind him we mentioned that dip down pit road. The trio of Baker, Ramsdell, and Baroob. All taking advantage of the extra pit stop. Baker makes his way by. He's got P4. Sets his sights on the number 3 machine of Milliken. Back behind him, trucks are zigging and zagging, trying to vie for position. Across the start-finish line we go. Look at this battle we got raging back here. From 3rd all the way through 7th, these drivers are putting on a show. Baker to P3. Does he have what it takes to claw his way to the front? Cash has got a handful of a couple drivers behind him that have been strong all night long. Look at him getting sideways. Can he fend off the hard-charging Jordan Baroob down here in the bus stop? Baroob sends it in there really aggressively. He's able to make the pass on entry. Cash still defending with Ramsdell behind him. Through the carousel they go. Ramsdell able to keep that nice tidy line there on the bottom. Use that extra runoff. Continue to make his way forward. This is going to be a battle worth looking at. Milliken and Baroob are now going to jostle back and forth for 4th place. How big of a fight is the 3 willing to give on the outside lane? Not a lot, as Baroob's been strong all night long. able to make a nice, tidy, clean passes back behind you. Also saw Ramsdell make his way by Cash for the 6th position. Down into turn 1 and up through the other side. These drivers are positioning themselves well. We go back up front, or no, back here. Look at this. With Connor Elliott and company. This is a battle for the 8th position between Dylan Ellis, Connor Elliott, and Jared Hayes. 3 drivers battling just inside the top 10. Speaking of 10th place, look at him. He was blinking just a little while ago. Jared Hayes able to rebound quite well, get a great restart, and be 10th. Good effort there by the 46 machine. They are all chasing Justin Sumner out front, who has now gapped Eddie Baker. Yes, I said it. Eddie Baker has now made a pass to the inside of Zachary Wake. Put Baker now as the charging force to Sumner. The lead is about 5 seconds. Can these drivers reel in the leader? I think the only one that's got something in the tank might be the driver of the Sullivan Tire Machine. Look at the gap there, dwindling down. It's all about precision now. You have to be content on doing the same thing over and over and over again in order to make some time here on the road course. Take a look from inside the cockpit of Eddie Baker. He's going to get real close to this inside wall. It almost looks like he's going to hit it, but he doesn't. Hops over through the bus stop. Able to use those curbs well. Nice tidy through the carousel, little tight there. But you can see the gap between 1st and 2nd. I actually think Sumner's got a pretty good gap here to play with. It's going to be a tall task to see if the 94 is able to butcher this away. Although we did see early on in the race, right? Sumner had the lead in front of Eddie Baker. Now, the thing that caused the 94 to slip up going into turn 1 was a different look out of his rear view mirror. Well, you kind of can't give him that, being 4.3 seconds back, although look at this. Look at this lead being chopped down by Baker. I'm just afraid that the driver of the 84 is going to use up all of his tires, all of his stuff, to maybe even get to the bumper of the 94. Getting to him is one thing. Passing him is a completely different story. So another thing to make note of course, also is fuel mileage. These drivers, the trio that we talked about, Baker, Baroob, Ramsdell, they pitted on lap 22. They topped off. They were able to go down pit road, take the lump under yellow, and get a little extra fuel in the machine. Sumner pitted on lap 21. There you go. You can see our graphic up there. All those drivers who pitted on lap 21 now have a big question mark. Can they make it? So maybe Watkins Glen turns into a fuel mileage race tonight. And there's the 94 going a little wide there. And this is the challenge as these drivers try to do their darndest to be content with being consistent. Kind of hard to do as the leader here at Watkins Glen. So while this lead continues to get chopped down, we're going to actually take a look at one of our drivers in the field, Matthew Erickson. Matthew Erickson, as I said earlier tonight, he's driving that Tier 1 setup shop machine, and he was able to get this awesome paint scheme with Tier 1 setup shop. And first-time customers for Tier 1 setup shop get 30% off. We want to ask you to use the promo code T1SS at checkout. That excludes subscriptions to Tier 1 Setup Shop, but if you're interested in a new setup for your ride and you're looking for somewhere new to go and support a very customer-friendly service, go find Tier 1 Setup Shop Thank you, Matt, for supporting the title sponsor of tonight's event. Back up front, though, while we were away, just for that ad read, right? Put things in perspective. Look at this lead dwindling down. Baker chopping hunks out of this lead. You can see it now. The driver of the 84 is on his way to the front. It's all about fuel and all about managing your tires now. Does the 94 have enough fuel to make it to the end? Does the 84 use up all of his tires to catch the leader? This is the game we play now with 11 laps to go. The lead is now at 3.2 seconds. When this journey started for Baker, it was over 5.8 seconds. And that wasn't too long ago. Baker really making up some time. But when will the tires even out? Crosses the line there. Got to keep things nice and tidy, as you can see. He's just barely chipping away. Trying to make some headway. Meanwhile, back in third is Jordan Barub. Not an unfamiliar sight for him. He's pretty much been third most of the race, short of, other strategy calls. Barub now in a nice little spot where he can see the driver in front of him, but he's hitting his marks well. This is a battle I'm still really impressed with. Zachary Wake was able to gamble on some pit strategy. We saw the 42 truck upset earlier in the race, and he's held his track position really well since the restart. He's fallen back to fifth, but I think early in the race when we saw the 42 sideways and you told him he's got an opportunity to finish fifth, I think he'd take it. He's battling for fourth right now as Ramsell's not really able to run away from him. And then another driver who I'm very impressed with the drive is Scott Milliken here in the 3 truck. Plus 13 from where he started tonight. He's been chipping away at it all night long. Found himself in really good positioning on that restart. It lost a few spots, right? Those other drivers we've seen up front most of the night, but that driver of the 3 truck has been able to put together a really, really nice race. Finds himself in the 6th position as the laps continue to wind down. He's got to defend it well, though. Another driver here behind him, Connor Elliott, plus 5 from where the jump man began today. Been talking about how he's been running wide a lot on turn 1, but look at the 3 getting sideways. No, gets into the 1 truck. The 3 truck is destroyed on a fault on entry. Look at this. The 3 locks it up going into turn 1 with 9 laps to go. Gets sideways, tries to overcorrect it hard into the inside fender of Connor Elliott. Hayes is able to scoot on by, but that one's got some damage. And that's going to put the 3 truck in a tough spot. Look at this. Missing his left front fender. I guess the brakes are cold. So, there's that. Got the Dale Jr. Martinsville effect on it. But the toe is out on that 3 truck. It's going to be really, really hard to drive. Good news for the 3. There's only a couple of cars behind him. Meanwhile, back up front. That lead that we said that was 3.2 seconds a lap ago, well, it has decreased. It's now 2.1 seconds, 2.14 seconds on the live timing and scoring. Eddie Baker is still charging to the front. Again, getting to him is one thing. Passing him is a completely different story. What will happen when 2 of the strongest competitors here at Tier 1 Trucks meet on a road course? We're about to find out here real soon. Take a look at some problems that we might find here, though. Lap traffic might play a factor. I don't think there's a might about it, though. We got 3 lap trucks in front of these guys that are battling hard for position. All in front of the leaders as Baker taps the wall a little bit, trying to get a lot out of that lap. It's going to hurt him. But I think the one thing that's going to help him is the 3 trucks that are in front of the 94 machine. Oh no, don't tell me, Dave. Don't tell me, Dave. It ain't so, Dave. Dave, no. Oh, that's pretty uneventful. No! Dave, hard into the inside fence. He's able to get that thing back rolling, but Dave, other than that, had a really nice night. He's cruising around in 11th at the time of his spin. He's able to regroup. He's in 12th now. What is Sumner going to do with this trio of cars in front of him? Trying to make his way around the 23 machine. Frank Chavez moves out of the way. This is a golden opportunity as Torres moves out of the way. Those are the 14th and 15th place trucks. Look at Baker. He's going to try to catch these guys in opportune zones. Is it going to hurt him here on the five? Oh, yes, it does. Torres slowed down in a weird spot, changes the entry of the 84 machine. Still reeling in the leader, though. The gap is 1.8 seconds now. And now, Thomas Adams, the driver of the 25, that truck is beaten, battered, and bruised, but it's still technically on the lead lap. Not for long, as the 25 gets out of the way for our leaders. Oh, well, not both of them. Here comes Baker, and Baker's stuck through a high-speed section of the racetrack behind this lap truck. That's not the ideal line for Baker. He's going to lose some time there. They get through the trio of lap machines, and now there's open racetrack between the two. The gap now sits at 2.1 seconds. With 6 laps to go here at the Glen. It's not an insurmountable task, but we keep going back to the old adage, it's one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him. Is Sumner saving some gas? Is Baker mindful of his tires? We'll see these two come together again, as I think they're catching up on Dave Harrington, who's actually going down pit road right now. There goes Dave down pit road. We are on board with Eddie Baker. Look at him, hard charging, trying to get to the front. Look at how deep he's able to get through turn 1. Keep it nice and tidy through here. Makes up quite a bit of ground there on Sumner through 1. This high-speed section, the last lap, he was not able to take advantage of because of lap traffic. What can Baker do? The gap is now 1.9 seconds. He's got to fully commit here into the bus stop. He does. Up over the rumble strip. Barely getting onto the grass. Is able to keep that truck underneath him. Be content with riding out this long, swooping right-hander. Keep it nice and tidy on exit. Don't go way out wide. This is a really solid lap by Baker, but I don't know if it'll pay much dividend on the speed chart with only 5 laps to go. Through the last corner, we'll check the gap at the line for you at home. Live timing and scoring says the gap is 1.7 seconds between first and second place. So it's coming down. But is it coming down fast enough as the 94 runs wide? That's going to open the gap, and this is the closest Baker has been. The gap now, 3/4 of a second between these two as they go up through the S's. Can Justin Sumner defend his lead from Eddie Baker? Does Justin Sumner even have enough gasoline to make it to the end of this race? We have no idea up here in the booth. A little chaotic there on the exit of the bus stop, but look at this. This isn't going to help the 84 as he's high going through this long sweeping right-hander. 2 trucks hard charging. They have known each other quite well through the duration of this season. There is lap traffic ahead trying to sort itself out. It is the lap car of Jared Hayes. He's not a lap down yet, but if he doesn't do something about it, he will be soon. Hayes is 11th on the grid. 3 laps to go here from the Glen. What do you do if you are Justin Sumner? The only time you were really challenged for the lead tonight, it was through Eddie Baker, who gave you a different look going into turn one than what you were used to. It caused a bit of a wobble. And you lost 2 positions early on. It cost you a stage in tonight's event. Does Baker do that again? Just give him something different out of the rear view mirror. It'll all depend on where they catch this lap car of Jared Hayes. Hayes is 11th. He's no slouch tonight. Sumner digging through the corner, out on the other side. A little bobble there from Baker as he's trying to make up ground. Where will they catch Hayes? This is a bad spot to catch him in the penultimate corner. Keep it nice and tidy, guys. Nice and tidy. A lot of wheel in that 94 truck. That's going to hurt his exit. Here comes Eddie Baker. Now 0.65 seconds behind the leader. Can Baker get a nice roll through turn one? Hayes moves out of the way for the second place truck. And we got a race on our hands. Half a second separates first and second place with 2 laps to go. Up through the S's they come. These 2 drivers have been neck and neck most of this season. It makes sense that they are neck and neck tonight here at Watkins Glen. Thundering through the bus stop. Who keeps it nice and tidy? Who slips up? Who makes a mistake? Baker trying to be tidy through the carousel corner. Makes his way out upon the other side. The gap is 0.6 seconds away. You need to get desperate with 2 laps to go. Can Sumner hold on? How close is he on gas? Big lunge here from the 84 machine in the second to last corner. The gap is just 2 car lengths as these trucks are going to get the white flag. 1 to go here at Watkins Glen. Can't mess up here going into turn 1. Sumner runs wide! Sumner runs wide! They're sideways, and that might be the mistake that Eddie Baker was looking for. Here comes Eddie Baker, up through the S's. He gave him a different look. He did exactly what he did in the beginning of this race as Sumner runs wide. The race isn't over yet. Can Baker now run a flawless lap, going to the bus stop? Up over the bumps, hunted him down from 6.5 seconds back. And just a couple more corners separate him from a big-time win here in New York. Up with the elevation change to the penultimate corner. Eddie Baker now just has to hit his marks through the second to last corner, able to keep it straight. And the driver of the Sullivan Tire number 84 truck makes his way out of turn 4, and it is Eddie Baker climbing the mountain and getting the win here at the Glen. What a run from the driver of the 84 truck, and what a heartbreak for Justin Sumner. Man, what a finish to tonight's event. Unbelievable charge from Eddie Baker up through the field. What a race. What a race. We're going to go side by side. We're going to go get our top 3, put them in the booth for you. We'll be right back on the other side of this side by side to talk to your race winner, Eddie Baker.
Are you looking for a league that has racing 3 nights a week or special event races? Tier 1 Racing League is here for you. Most races are broadcasted by our very own Tier 1 studio. From dirt track to super speedways, Tier 1 has side-by-side racing with real drivers and real rivalries. If you wish to join us, go to our website, Tier1RacingLeague.com, where you can find our Discord link and much more information. Don't forget to subscribe to our Tier 1 Studio YouTube and Twitch channels so you don't miss the action.
Are you ready to take your Twitch and Discord experience to the next level? Introducing THDesigns, your ultimate bot for seamless interaction. Whether you're live on Twitch or chatting on Discord, THDesigns' dynamic responses open up a whole new world of possibilities. Engage with your community like never before through unique prompts, custom reactions, and endless fun. It's the bot that understands you. Make every day an easy day download now at easydaybot.com.
We are back here from Watkins Glen, and we are going to pull up the man who climbed the highest of mountains tonight, Eddie Baker. It's Zach Woods up in the booth. You have a copy.
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Climbing back from over 6 seconds back to get a win. I know we were up here in the booth not really wondering how this was all going to play out, but I did mention earlier in stage one, all that you did was give the 94 just a little bit of a different look into turn one, and he was able to miss the corner. Was that going through your mind there on that final lap as he runs wide?
Yeah, I kind of thought that he might run wide because he'd done it a couple of different times battling with me throughout the race. So I was trying to break a little bit earlier so I could get a good arc into there. And kind of keep the right sides on that inside rumble strip. And sure enough, he did. He went a little wide and lost the rear end a bit. Seems like we're shaping up to have quite the competitive rivalry, the two of
I totally agree. That was awesome to watch between the two of you. And you pitted there. You're part of a group of guys who went down, topped off, did whatever you need to do on pit road, kind of making your way through traffic. Did you really feel you had it underneath you to go and get the leader? We talked about up in the booth how catching him is one thing, but passing him's a totally different story. But even catching him for you was so far away.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty confident. I'm pretty confident in my road racing skills, especially with the age pattern. It's one of my favorite things to do. I wish this league had a little bit more road course races in it. I'm still pushing for an extra race this season, maybe Chicago road course. But I definitely am pretty confident in my road racing abilities. I thought that if I took the top off stop there, it would help me a little bit because it looked like we were going to be really tight on fuel, the way those cautions fell. And it seemed like we did a lot more caution lap driving than we did racing tonight. So it was getting a little weird with the calculations. So I figured if I topped it off, I could make it through the field. And I think in one lap, I want to say I went from 9th to 4th or 3rd or something like that. And then I knew as long as lap traffic didn't play too much of an effect, I would be able to at least catch the 94. But like you said, passing him would be something different. And the way that he was able to maneuver the lap traffic before I was a little bit concerning. He definitely did a better job than I did. But even from early on in the race, I knew he started off really strong with some seriously good qualifying style laps, but then halfway through the run, he would start to lose grip. Whereas I kind of wasn't nearly as fast in the beginning, but I was pretty consistent straight through the run with a good balance. So I knew that the longer we ran, the better chance I had. It was just a matter of not making any mistakes myself and trying to get to him.
Well, the two of you put on a fantastic show tonight. I cannot wait for you to go back and watch this because the ending of that, the buildup of it, how you were chunking seconds out of his lead. We were documenting it all. We saw your great restart slicing up through the field. I mean, that Solventire Chevrolet was amazing tonight. Do you have any thank you sponsors or shout outs you want to give for tonight's effort?
Yeah, I definitely want to thank Sullivan Tire for being on the truck. Shout out to my grandmother, still in the hospital, still watching the streams though. My teammates weren't able to be here tonight. A couple of them had some personal things. Some of them had some internal things going on here in Tier 1. And I was a little quiet in the headset, but it was a lot of fun. And definitely shout out to the 94, 83, and 22 for all running pretty clean with me again. And there was that one moment through the S's I thought the 94 and I were headed back to the hall with wet trucks. And again, I don't know how I got that one saved. I was damn
That was
near all the
amazing.
way locked to the left. So that one I'll chalk up a little bit as luck instead of skill like last week. But definitely can't wait to go back and watch it. And it was definitely a hell of a good time.
Well, I certainly freaked out in the booth when that happened. So I'm sorry if the commentary isn't top notch, but I couldn't believe what I was watching. Making your way up through the S's, you had every liberty to junk the whole field when that happened, and I have no idea how it didn't happen. But congratulations on tonight's event. Well wishes to Grandma. Hope she feels better soon, and is able to turn things back around. But in the meantime, she gets to watch you win. Go and enjoy it.
Thanks. I appreciate it. And good job tonight. Appreciate what you're doing. And hopefully see you tomorrow night. Maybe I can clinch the championship tomorrow night.
Yep. All right. Take care, Eddie. All right. Moving on down the order, we're going to bring in the driver who, on one side of the coin, we have jubilation, and on the other side, more than likely frustration. Justin Sumner, this is Zach Woods up in the booth. You have a copy?
Yes, I do.
Oh man, we had talked in the booth about the great charge the 84 was making, but the common thread was it's one thing to catch him, it's a whole nother thing to pass him. What happened there going into turn one on the final lap?
I used paddle shifters and I downshifted an extra gear that I shouldn't have.
No.
But either way, he won the strategy because he came back down to pit road. I didn't. So on that last that last restart, I was a lap and a half short, so I had to save out front. And when I got that big lead, I just knew I needed to save. I started sputtering as soon as we come out of the last turn. So if I wouldn't have, I could have all day long, but in the end, yeah, I just stepped all over myself. I've got a hole in my foot where I shot it. So kudos to Eddie. I mean, he ran a good race. We had a heck of a battle, heck of a save going through the S's.
Yes, you did.
We got super tight together. I stuck my nose there. He at the same time, he said he wanted to give me room, but he didn't want to give me the position. So we it's just a racing deal. Wasn't mad. I was glad. I don't know if you could hear me through the race chatter. I was saying, please save it, please save it, please save it. So because I knew I wanted to have a good battle with him because he was showing out. So I'm glad we was able to put on a good show. I did have a good finish. I mean, a lot better than what I thought I was going to. I'm a lot better on the ovals than I am on the road course. So the fact that I was able to run P3 first stage and win the second one and then P2, I'll gladly take it. But glad I was able to get the BCM 94 machine and on a podium.
Well, looking forward into the races here that conclude the regular season, you got Richmond, Auto Club, IRP, and Charlotte. So out of those four, you've shown us that you can hold your own here at Watkins Glen. But out of those four, Richmond, Auto Club, IRP, and Charlotte, which one do you have circled like, hey, this is the one I'm going to come in and own?
It's a toss-up between. I don't know how the rest of the field is, but I'm pretty good at Richmond and IRP. I love those two tracks. IRP is kind of a fun one to play with, but Richmond I tend to do pretty good at. So we'll see how it goes. Either way, I've got some really good competition. I've just got to be on my A game every lap. So we'll see what we can do and try to keep these stage wins going and keep these points going and see how we can finish out the season.
All right, man. You have any thank you sponsors or shout outs you want to give for tonight's event?
Absolutely. My teammates from Black Car Mafia, Amanda Made Custom and Sublimations and Designs, Sambo's, appreciate you guys, Double Nickel TV, Dave TV, appreciate all my teammates. They do a lot for me. And my competitors, they showed out. I heard Eddie said he's got some family members dealing with some health issues. Pray for them. Hope they're doing better. And you guys, putting on a heck of a show. I heard Eddie, when Eddie got sideways, I heard your voice go up a few octaves. So I'm sure it was pretty exciting for the guys watching. So once again, I appreciate you guys putting this on. Heck of a show, heck of a league, and I appreciate you guys letting me be here.
Yep. With the Zach Woods broadcast, you're going to get an octave or two maybe you're not used to. So I try really hard to contain my excitement, but you guys just put on such a good race. It's so hard not to. So go and enjoy P2 tonight. I know it's not exactly what you want, but like you said earlier, man, the silver lining is it's a great points day and you got some tracks coming up.
That's right. You just got to take it. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. So we'll see how it goes here on out.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. That's P2, Justin Sumner. And we are now greeted with Jordan. Jordan, you got a copy?
I do.
Man, I was really impressed with your run tonight. And you just kind of hung around in the weeds. You went down, you topped off late. Were able to have enough gas and assurance to get through the field. Talk to the fans about your night tonight here around the Glen.
Man, I didn't even know if I was going to make it to this race tonight. I woke up with my eyes swollen shut, so I've been trying to figure out what the heck was going on with that all day.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it is what it is. And then I get onto the sim, and for whatever reason, my wheels just starts randomly double downshifting. And I had to deal with that for the whole race. So I felt like I could have.
Thank goodness you don't shift at Watkins Glen, huh?
Yeah, I was actually barely shifting down into second just so I could avoid shifting as much as I could. But I thought I could have had something for Eddie and Justin up there if cautions had played out differently, but I'll take a third.
A real strong effort for you tonight. I asked Justin this question. I'll ask you the same thing. We have a few tracks left here on the schedule. You already got a win in the bank. You're trying to go out there and get wins now before the playoffs. We got 4 tracks left: Richmond, Auto Club, IRP, and Charlotte. Which one of those 4 do you think the fans should be on the lookout for the 22?
I honestly love all 4 of those tracks, but I would say Richmond's the one I'm looking forward to the most. I just like how you just have to brake hard and you got to glide it into the corners and then smooth it out on exit. It's just one of the best tracks on the service, in my opinion.
All right, man. Do you have any thank you sponsors or shout outs you want to give for that number 22?
Got to give a shout out to AdminBoxx and EasyDayBot for doing everything for the league, and for Brett, you putting on the broadcast, race control, and everyone that makes these races possible.
All right. Well, Jordan, you go enjoy a podium effort for tonight.
I will. Thank you.
And that is Jordan Berube there for our P3 effort. Let's take a look at the rest of the story with your finishers here tonight. With Eddie Baker, of course, climbing the mountain, getting the big win tonight at Watkins Glen, beating Justin Sumner and Jordan Berube, your top 3. Dakota Ramsdell fends off Zachary Wake for 4th as Wake comes home with a top 5 finish in that 42 truck. Good effort from him. Multiple great efforts from some of these guys here in the top 10. Connor Elliott, Scott Milliken, our biggest mover of the race. Matthew Erickson, with the sponsor of Tier 1 Setup Shop on his truck. Those guys really were able to outperform, I think, expectations today for that crew. Christopher Cash, which got a lap down early on because his internet disconnected. It was able to get the lucky dog and fight his way back up to 9th. Bill Sleep, what did I tell you? Quiet, reserved, kind of let the race come to him. Didn't talk about him at all tonight. He finishes with another top 10. Jared Hayes in the 46 finishes 11th. Dylan Ellis 12th. Frank Chavez 13th. Dave Harrington 14th. Thomas Adams finishes 15th. Adrian Torres 16th. Alex Fuller 17th. Nolan Milnes 18th. And then those two guys there at the bottom, Devin Lockridge, that's our RC tonight. Shout out to Devin. And then there I am goofing up the running order, not being able to get into the session as a watcher. But I am thankful that I'm able to partner up here with Tier 1 Studio in order to give you some Tier 1 Truck Series action here from Watkins Glen. My name is Zach Woods, and for the guy up in the production booth, Brett Bullard, we want to thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this video so you don't miss the next event that Tier 1 Studios seeks to broadcast and give over to you. Everybody, have a great night. We'll see you on the track again real